Ni hao ma, abakaba, and welcome to
Oh,
our evening tonight.
Kappa.
Um,
well
That's
done.
we,
awesome.
we are going to be
Noreen.
talking a little bit about success mindset. What does it take to create that positive mindset? But before we start, we're just going to share to the floor, anybody has any good news stories from the week? Anybody like to share some good news? New prospect, new product, just anything about your business that might have, moved you forward on your journey.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
have
know something I can share.
4 new. Oh, sorry, you go first, Judy.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
I
Julie.
just wanted to share that I wasn't even aware. My customer was asking me some color for the illuminating liquid foundation from our shop. Then I realized it's on sale.
Ooh, very
That's
good.
good news. Great news.
Yeah, and I was trying to borrow some other color from different people, like including Kitty, but but there was a lockdown, so like after I borrowed for 2 days, I just returned it
Oh, we
because
can
I
give it to you
knew that
again.
I wouldn't be able to show my customer, like who is my friend, and Kitty needs those products, right? She still have a
I got them
presentation.
all now.
I returned
Yeah,
it,
I got them.
but
I got them
my
on my face.
my customer friend still ordered, and she ordered quite a few different colors.
Oh, without seeing the actual thing. Wow, how good is that?
Oh, because what happened is I've been researching from the internet regarding the chart, like
Cut the
for
face.
that
Ah,
kind of
I was
product.
asking Hong Ling about it because Hong Ling is the trainer. Yeah.
But anyway, so it helps me by like now is the customer telling me that it is on sale, and I purchased a couple, so that's
The
pretty good.
new
And
customer, huh? Well,
yeah,
very
and
good.
everybody you can go and purchase the
yes, I will. I will.
liquid foundation as well. It's
On
pretty good.
special.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
good
Well
news.
done.
Thanks, Noreen.
I think the illuminating is better than the
Kill the
other.
fly.
Yeah.
It's really good quality, yeah. Mm.
So, Kitty, what would you like to share?
Oh, I am very excited. Starting on the 1st of March, which is in a couple of weeks, both 28 days of skin group, which was happening before when Lauren Riding was organizing it, but we're starting a group just starting on the 1st of March, and then a TLS 12-week group, and got some new customers and friends that are joining in both. So I'm very excited, looking forward to it.
That's good. That's excellent. So, like you with TLS too, I did a TLS overview 2 weeks ago, and I was quite surprised at the number of people that came on to look at the overview. And now I've got customers engaged in wanting to follow up, and even one girl who's a registered midwife like myself, quite skeptical usually, but she really wants to try because she's tried everything, nothing's working, and she thinks, yeah, this sounds like the science behind it makes sense to her. So I was quite excited. So good. Okay.
I've one this is really important.
Okay.
It's actually not anything to do with business, but I finally successfully after my 4th time made a good roast pork.
Woo!
It is
That's got to
like
be the
the best, man.
Yes.
My goodness, I tell you, this one, if you were only here to taste it. But anyway, there is one business good news. It's quite funny. I I got prospected by another friend who who was in a MLM, and it's the best thing because I didn't have to make a call, and I could actually present sort of the plan. It's like for free. So it was prospecting. So I'm like, oh, actually, are you interested to do this? So I saved one call
Well done.
for last week.
So are they joining up?
No,
Very
just evaluating.
Very
It's
good.
the funniest thing.
Well
Yeah,
done.
I think Jeff, you've got something to share. Would you like to jump in?
Yeah, you don't mind I interrupt all of you. Yeah, I just got my first partner,
Woo!
and yeah, and this happens just after I've decided to really focus on the business aspect rather than just consuming the products. Because for the past 2 years, I've been just consuming the products and all that. So this is like and what is more important, I think it came from a family member who's always the most critical who's always very critical about our what we do and all that. So it came unexpectedly. I never expected him to my younger brother to join eventually, because he's in the business line and all that. And I thought he'll be so busy with all his own this one. So it was good. But I would like to thank Lily, and also I think my cousin Amy Wong is also here. I would like to, and also Hong, for helping me out, because I think this comes more like a teamwork, I think, not just by myself. So I'd like to say thank you to the three of them. Thank you very much. And also the rest of you, because I'm attending your Zoom sessions and all that, and that helps a lot. Thank you very much.
You did good. Well done.
Jeffrey, that's so amazing, because you have just said in that nutshell some of the things I'm going to touch on tonight. You've used the word decide and focus. So, you know, that's just key. You know, you're it's just moved for you, that's wonderful. So congratulations to you. So if anybody else hasn't anything to add, we might just go ahead with the presentation, if that's okay. So I'm just going to share screen. And here we go. Okay. So as I said, tonight's talk is about the mindset for success. And so the most important thing with regard to our mindset really is our attitude. Now, the success mindset, it's a concept that was kind of discovered, if you like, by a psychologist in 2006 in Stanford University. And I've written down her name here somewhere. Her name is Carol Dweck, but she wrote about how, depending on your mindset, it can determine the outcome. And that when people have a positive mindset, have a vision of what could happen, that it more than likely is going to happen. And we hear that in the business, So a positive mindset is a state of mind that has you envision positive outcomes. And in your circle, you've got people that are positive or people that are negative, and when you're around them, it kind of rubs off, right? So the vibe we create with our attitude can attract people to us, and we read about the law of attraction in our readings. But attitude is to do with our willingness to try new things. So a lot of people are very stuck in their ways. They're stuck in their comfort zone. They don't like to move or change anything there. In fact, I work with a lot of people in the hospital that really don't like change. So to get them to adapt can be sometimes challenging. But for all of you who've tried this new business, you obviously are open to new things, open to new ideas. And like Kitty often says, our minds are like umbrellas. They're only, if they're open, it's important. Anyway, a belief that everything is going to turn out right. So again, it taps into an element of optimism. So if you are an optimistic person, you always look on the bright side. You have an attitude of the glass is half full rather than glass is half empty. That again is an encouraging way to be. You embrace anything with that optimistic flavor, and you make the best of something. That's a very, a great attitude to have. It's also good to have the ability to see the good in people. I remember my mother used to always say that to me. She said, "Oh my God, Noreen, you always see the good in everything." And I used to think, well, there's good in everybody. There's good in everything. And even in the experiences we have in our lives, although challenging at times, you say to yourself, well, what lesson am I meant to be learning here? And if I could tell you a bit of a funny story, many years ago, I actually worked in Africa for the International Red Cross, and we had to drive way out into the middle of nowhere, and the road, there was no road, it was basically a dirt track. Anyway, the officer I was with, we bogged the car, so we had to actually walk for miles in the dirt, in the semi-dark, back to wherever, and there was nothing around, no lights, no map, no nothing. And I remember thinking, this is unbelievably hard, but I'm sure I must be learning something from this, But anyway, we finally got back to base. But again, being optimistic, having a positive attitude is a good thing. The other thing is to kind of, when you reflect on things, you reflect on the things that worked, the accomplishments rather than the failures. Because to me, I never use the word failure. I either I say, you know, you either succeed or you learn. You know, to me, I even with students at the hospital, I never say that word. I say, look, maybe we're just unsuccessful this time, but we're going to do better next time. So again, it just it's a lift, you know. And I find with this company, we lift each other up, which is wonderful. It's so important. It also, if you're open-minded, you'll see opportunities. With closed minds, you see nothing. Okay, so even when you show the plan, or when you saw the plan for the first time, you obviously had an open mindset, and you could see that there was obviously opportunity in this business. Positive attitude means positive thinking. It's just a way, your thought process, you know. As I said, optimism is contributory to a positive mindset. Now, again, being successful, you know, I often say to my kids, you know, always do something that your mommy is proud of. If your mother isn't proud of it, it must not be a good thing. But anyway, this business is a wonderful thing. I've chosen the acronym IBV here to talk about these elements of success. And the first one is intent. So to move our business forward, to embrace our business, we must have intent. We need to do everything with intent each day, with our modus operandi, our daily method of operation, our chart where we're calling 3, making an appointment. We need to have an intent each day to do something to move our business forward. That's really a key thing. Okay. And with going along with intent, and I said what Jeffrey said there, he made a decision, right? And that's important. We need to make a decision to be successful. Write it down. I am going to be a supervising coordinator. I am going to be a director. Like, believe in it. Write it down. Look at it. Speak to it. Talk it out, and it becomes your reality. Okay. Belief is so imperative. You know, you need to believe in yourself. You need to just, you know that you are enough. Now, we're all very different. We've all come from different backgrounds, different education, different language backgrounds, etc., etc. But whoever we are, we have what it takes, because it's just a decision away, you know, to move forward. So belief in ourselves is integral. Secondly, we need belief in our products. So most of us came into the business because of the products, and the products worked. And then as we tried all the other products, we think, oh my goodness, they're, you know, obviously they're amazing. But belief in our products. Now, again, you know, you have to try. You got to be a product of the product. Try the supplements, the skincare, whatever it is. Then you can tell your story authentically. You're not just reading off a label. You can talk about, you know, what the calcium did, how it helped your sleep, how it stopped the cramps, whatever it is. And that knowledge just falls off your mouth when you're engaging with people. You don't have to second think it. It's just right there. Okay. I find it extraordinary how easy, after a while talking about OPC3 or the various isotonic products, it becomes very easy to talk. But once you believe, and the thing is as well, people will read you like a book. They will see your authenticity when it comes to describing a product and describing your experience. And of course, the V in IBV is visualize. Now, again, if you visualize what you want to happen in your life, you can draw it to you. Okay. Whatever that is, whether it's you want to study, you want to do a different job, what you want for your family, you want a holiday, a different home, whatever it is, your goals are, your aspirations, your why, the things you would like to achieve, and this business being the vehicle that you're going to achieve it with, it's so important that you visualize that. And so whether we write it down in a goal statement, whether we do our vision board or our dream board, and look at that on a regular basis, that will help us to move forward even when, you know, the road is a bit bumpy. Because I mean, any journey in life has rough parts and smooth parts, and our business is no different. But we need to realize that, well, yes, there might be rough parts, but around the corner is a smooth part, right? So visualizing is extremely important. Now, getting back to mindset again, I read a lot of a social media guru called Fraser Brooks, and he has this statement that says mindset plus skill set equals jet set, right? So not that we won't be too jet setish, but anyway, once the borders open again, we'll take off, I'm sure. But again, with a positive mindset, that's really important. But there's no point having the positive mindset if we haven't developed the skills we need to grow our business. Now, most of us come from, again, as I said, different backgrounds. We've got training in something. There's engineers, there's pharmacists, there's midwives, there's teachers. We all have a body of knowledge and a skill set in a professional capacity in something else. And we've come into this business. Like for me, I was not, I never did business before. I work in a hospital, you know, I don't deal with money, I deal with health. So this was a bit of a paradigm shift for me, but you know, very, very interesting. But it's important to develop those skills. And some of these skills I didn't have, or I had a blockage with regard to those skills. So again, going back to mindset, okay? So the skills we talk about are things like asking the right questions. But before we ask questions, we need to listen. As they say, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Double the listening, half the speaking. Because sometimes when we start the business in particular, you're so excited to speak to people about the business that you kind of can vomit all over them, right? I know I was certainly guilty of that because I couldn't see how anybody wouldn't see how wonderful this was. I wouldn't see what I saw. But anyway, but it's much better to hold back, listen, see what people's, as Lily says, their hot buttons. What is it, the thing that's annoying them in their lives, the thing that's causing them distress or pain? Is it a big mortgage? Is it, you know, they want to retire early, whatever it is? And once we can kind of see what that issue is, we can then sort of titrate our conversation to meet whatever that need is. Okay. Now, another skill that's important is modeling. So you're listening attentively, you're nodding, you're responding in a non-verbal way to whatever the person is saying to you. Now, this is a very, you know, it's a very good skill because it shows that the person you're speaking to, that you're listening and you're interested. Okay, so you're building rapport, building relationship. So relationship is really important. Again, you know, if we make our conversation about the other person, not about us, not about our business or our product right there, but about the other person, because the conversation you're having may not be the conversation you're going to suggest the product or the business, but it might be a relationship building conversation that down the track you may revisit it. Okay, so that's important. Again, prospecting. What are the questions we ask? How do we ask them? That's again an important skill, and it's a skill that if we don't practice it, it's difficult to do. You know, you'll find the more you prospect, the kind of easier it is, or it comes kind of subconsciously. You might be out just not prospecting, just out and about, and something comes across your path. Somebody says something to you. Like the other day, I happened to be just walking through the hospital grounds, met a lady who had a baby with us a few years ago. She's a diabetic. She suddenly tells me about how unstable her diabetes is, and she's got probably called dumping syndrome. I said, oh, I've got what can help you. And so I'll show her about the TLS shakes and stuff like that. But again, I wasn't intending to prospect, you know what I mean? But again, if your mind is open, you have a lot of knowledge on board about your products, you never know when that fit might present itself, you know, so that's good. Now, when we're having events, you know, it's important to promote our events, promote our learning events, promote our product shows. I know I'm a little bit guilty of that. I'm a last minute promoter, which of course isn't the right thing to do. You need to promote your events at least 2 weeks out, you know, because you need to give people notice, and it also kind of edifies the event. It makes it look important, you know, it makes it special. So, you know, again, these are skills you learn. Again, inviting our guests, how to invite them, and presenting the whole. someone is presenting for a beginning is quite nerve-wracking. You know, the first time we present the plan, the first time we present, you know, have a product show, it's like, oh my God, show and tell at school. But the more you do it, it is certainly, it comes more easily and it's not as nerve-wracking, okay? And following up is another skill that's important. In fact, we say you need to follow people up many, many times, because oftentimes people are busy and they just mightn't be interested or have a closed mind. So it's important to follow people up, you know, regularly, rather than write them off. Keep them on your list and visit them back in 3 months or 6 months or whatever. And then, of course, closing people now, as in Jeffrey referred there to the team helping the close. So that's important, because often, you know, the person that knows you, they mightn't kind of believe you 100%, but they'll believe, oh my God, if your other friend is telling you this product is good, or this other very important person called Lily is saying, yes, it's good. Oh, well, it must be good. So again, the close is an important part of our journey. Now, again, it's important to move forward. Don't get bogged down in things, and it's easy to get bogged down when we're busy in our life. But I want you to think about movement. So you put one leg in front of the other, your right foot in front of your left foot. So imagine your right foot is professional development. So you're learning about your products, you're listening to the audios, you're listening to the presentation plans, and you're attending events. And your left leg is action. So you got your professional development, you've got your action. But if you're not taking action, you're actually going to move around in a circle and stay in the same spot, right? So you need to couple the two. You need to have action as well as professional development. And, you know, I was like that for years. I've gone to every convention, learn, not took much action. So once you start taking action, it's amazing how your business can catapult forward. So professional development plus action equals results. And again, you must have commitment. You got to be committed to what you're doing. You got to make a decision. And it's not, oh, if it doesn't work in a couple of months, I'll quit. Because that's kind of, if you're going to have that attitude, it's, you might, you know, there's going to really bother starting, if you know what I mean. But there's a saying, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. But staying the course, believing what you're doing, and just keeping committed to your goal is fantastic. And it can take time for some of us. You know, there's our stable and waiting, there are go nows, and sometimes people are all go and then they stop a little bit, and it doesn't matter what speed you're building your business in. But the thing is, this business is so solid that even if you build and have to slow down for whatever reason, it doesn't go away. It's right there waiting for you. Okay. I remember looking at a graph once that, and I could have drawn it up, but it's only come to mind now. But again, the graph that just if you keep on moving, the graph just keeps going up. But if you take a bit of action, stop, take a bit of action, stop. It's like the share market, you know, you're up and down, Whereas if you keep on moving forward, you just have a positively forward trajectory, you know. So become a pro about this business. You know, it's not a hobby. It's definitely a solid business, you know, and it's not a, yes, we could do it part-time, but if we have a professional attitude about it, it you know, it builds our strength and builds our belief in our, and we'll say grows our posture, if you know what I mean. We have so many tools in the back office. Our websites are cutting edge. We have superb tools, and it's just a matter of us growing the confidence to utilize and do the portal tour and use the infographics. And again, our company is, you know, continually improving our tools. And even now, as we speak, they're developing fantastic tools for our phones and our portable devices in the States, which will eventually come here to Australia as well. So that's really wonderful. Now, again, where do we get our knowledge? Of course, we'll get it from our group training and so forth, but we will also get it from our going to events. We build event to event. We need to get tickets to events. We need to attend these events because, you know, they feed our mind, and that's what's important. Our knowledge base keeps growing. like we'll talk in a minute about Stacey's YouTube training, which I thought was very funny and wonderful. But she talked about when she was doing a presentation and words were coming out of her mouth, and she said, "Oh my God, JR's in the room." But it wasn't, of course, it was her, because she's been listening to his audio and listening to the trainings, and we're equipping ourselves with the vernacular, with the business words, with the product knowledge. So that's why international or national events are so important. We're getting international speakers in. Now, the next event is in our Market America International Convention, which has been moved to March. Now, it's online, which means what we would normally go to Greensboro, North Carolina for, we're going to see it on our own screens at home. So it's a very, very good investment to go to this convention, or to get a ticket for this convention. And the beauty of it as well, even though the time differences are not obviously compatible with Australia, but we've got 14 days to look at it, to view the presentations. So I would certainly recommend that. We've also got our own Market Australia annual convention in May. Definitely get tickets for that. The borders may be open. We may be coming to Melbourne. Who knows? All things being well and COVID being dormant. So that would be very, very exciting. Let me see. Like, there's really never been a better time to attend an international event, because from a cost point of view, it is, we don't have to worry about flights and hotels. We just have to see it online. So that's really, really amazing. So that, Anne Loke always says the best is yet to come. And I so believe every word Anne says, because, it just comes true, any thing she says. But as I said, with the company, they're constantly developing tools, constantly assisting us to grow a residual income, which is really amazing. So that is it from me. I might hand over to Lily now, if that's okay, Lily. And Lily, sorry, Lily, you're on.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That was so good, Noreen. Thank you so much. All these points that is such good reminders. Awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
The next person that I'm going to invite to the floor is on our exclusive product. And so, Miss Hongling, the floor is yours.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
I'll let
let me
you
just...
have her screen to share.
Yes, I've got a screen to share.
Okay, Anne, would you mind making? Okay.
Oh, I'm already sharing.
All right, wonderful.
Great. So I'm going to share about our shakes, TLS shakes. So our nutrition shake is one of the products that we have all over, including Malaysia. You have got the shakes, but Malaysia, your shakes may be slightly different because of, bear in mind that Market America make product, they are slightly different. So you may not have exactly what we have, but quite similar to what we have. Okay, so what does it consist? It has got very good 10 to 11 gram of fiber, 18 gram of protein, and only 1 to 2 gram of sugar. And that is the wonderful, wonderful content. And in the later slides, I'm going to show our comparison with other brands. And it is, other than the content that stated here, we also have 24 vitamins, mineral, and essential nutrient, has got things like B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin E, and many, many, many other minerals. Easy to prepare. Either you add water, stir, or you have a shaker and you shake, or you have a blitzer, you blitz, right? And add water or milk or blend and then enjoy. And it's very convenient. You can take it, or you can scoop it into a small container and then take it with you. great for people that those are skipping meals. Who are those people for? And bear in mind, in the TLS is we need to eat our food. We must not skip meals. So this is a very good replacement meal for us, right? Or for your customer, whoever that is doing TLS or not in TLS, or they are on continue on having a healthy lifestyle. And it tastes yummy. We have got a vanilla and a chocolate version. And it's great for post-workout recovery as well. As you know, after the exercise, we need to eat some protein to help our muscle, to build our muscles, right? So that is what. And then why do people take the nutrition shakes, right? For people that skipping meal, because we are too busy to cook 5 meals a day. So we may have 1 or 2 snacks that we want to replace by the nutrition shakes. And for people that if you are not eating enough fiber and you do not know how to get it, this is a way to get it. And also for people that not get enough protein. And you know what? For our more matured, maybe moms and grandmoms, right? And this is a very good meals to add on for them, just to make sure that they eat enough of protein, right? So if we compare with other brands, you can see that we have got 18 grams of protein, right? Compared to hang on, I have to go back. Press the wrong button. So, and then we compare sugar and fiber as well. And I do have customers that they came to me and say that they like our shakes because it doesn't make them constipate, right? And that is good news. So you can get this comparison that you know that our sugar is less and our fiber is high, our protein is high. Okay. Then other than that, we can use it as our baking or even do different smoothies. And you know what, when you are doing a TLS, you want something that as in dessert, right? You can make very, very good chocolate cake or even cupcakes. And that is wonderful. All right. And you can find it in this shaking and baking with TLS recipe in the booklet. So for guests, if there's any guests there, please ask the person that invited you to get this booklet. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
very
you
much.
so much. I do love the TLS shakes, and Hong and myself, we drink it quite regularly, you know, especially if we want something refreshing and tasty, we'll use the vanilla, throw in some cucumber and blitz it. That's our favorite refreshing drink.
That's good.
Next up, we are so excited to have Kenny from Market Malaysia to share with us her favorite partner stores. Floor is yours. Do you have slides to share?
I will share screen, but I don't have a slide. I'll share the website.
Oh, okay. Can you share?
Yeah.
And thank you.
Can you see the website?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So these are my favorite store. Yeah. So I'm going to share two very quick one. One is amazing living. This one for partner store is for UFO the IBV is 6%, and then for our customer is 2% IBV and 2% shop point. You will receive your IBV within 5 days to 7 days. I mean within a week. Yeah, so it's very fast. So this shop basically they have a coffee and tea series, and then some organic series, because every morning my brother eat oats, so I buy from this website. And then we have snack series like our TLS. I make salad most of the time, so I'll get some raisin from here. And their mask is actually very good. I bought one, and they have different colors, and white, black, and one more is blue. It's very soft mask. It's a little bit pricey, but it's a very good mask. Okay, so this is one of my favorite partner store, and the other one is Anitos. Anitos is, sorry guys, is for ladies. It's for ladies. The IBV is very high. It's 22% for UFO, and then it's 10% IBV for your customer, and it's 8% shop point for your customer also. So this one is very high. This one is basically sanitary pack. It's for ladies. If you guys, you can buy for your maybe wife, your niece, or your female friends. You get introduced to them. This one is very good because we use it like almost every month. So this one is very valuable for us ladies. Yeah, and the packaging is actually very good. And they have different sizes, and they have one pack. They have one various size for you to try out their different sizes. If you understand what I mean. Yeah. So this one is one of my favorites also. Yeah, so you can check it out. It's Anitos. It's from Japan. Yep. Okay, that's all from me.
So interesting, all the stores that you have got. Well done.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thank you. And I hope those people in Market Malaysia that's on this call, you see so many interesting stores. And I like what you did, that you actually pin them as your favorite so that you can find
easier to find.
Yeah. Instead of
I
having
can find
to
every month.
remember what store did I go to again, So very good tip. Thank you so much. All right. So the last item that we have got for the night is everybody's sharing on what you learned from that wonderful YouTube clip that we wanted everyone to pay attention to for this evening. That is Stacy's YouTube, which is Mindset of a Successful Unfranchised Owner. Anyone want to share one or two tips that you pick up from this short 26-minute video? Go ahead, Kitty.
You know what? I don't know whether you guys know, but Stacy Whited and David Whited have been the very first two business owners that I admire, like from very early time of my unfranchised journey. So like I, used to watch their live on YouTube, like on live on Facebook. They have this dun 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 dun, dun. It's so good. Would watch it almost every day. So when I saw that today you have this video, I went to watch it straight away, and I've got a few points that I have. Let me just quickly pull up my Evernote. Give me 1 second. But while I try and find it, I basically wanted to share real quick, if I may, that David and Stacy, who's the speaker of this, is someone that I really admire because they actually missionaries in Mexico, and they've become executive director in a very short period of time. And they actually left Market America for a few years just to do mission work, but every single week they still have been earning residual income. So this is a true testimonial of a couple who were able to build the business and then do what they really are called to do. So anyway, so I'll share 3 points I've got here. Number one is they always encourage their teammates to do personal development, and they would encourage every new team members that they sponsor to read at least one book a month, I think that is. And so basically they encourage people read something like How to Win Friends and Influence People, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Magic of Thinking Big, and the Bible, and so many other good books that really have been, a positive attitude builder, as they would call it. And they like to say, declare your destiny, which is something I personally really believe, because if you declare, just like what Noreen shared, in terms of attitude, you declare from your mouth, you visualize it, you affirm it, it will come to pass. And one thing that they always talk about, they have this affirmation is that every day in every way I'm becoming better and better. So they use all sorts of, like, I think about 10 different things that they would be sharing with their team and verbalize it, because they believe that your words create your world, which I think is so true, because when we actually have positive mindset and words that we use, then we tend to be more positive in our attitude. That's basically what the success mindset to her is all about. First basic of the basic 5, which is attitude. And last but not least, what I've learned from the whole video, one thing that I really like is whatever you're pouring in will naturally overflow. So you pour in positive thinking, you pour in good words from the Bible and different books and training, then you will overflow and pour it out. Because oxygen mask, this is my own belief, is you only is able to put your own oxygen mask on before assisting others. So if you actually pour it in, then you'll be able to overflow. Otherwise, it will be too much. That's it from me, Lily.
Wonderful. Someone else? I also love Stacey and David Whitehead, because they're quite funny when they present as a couple, and she's very real. And like you, I think she talks a lot, and this topic is so relevant to what Noreen wanted to cover today, is because basic 1 is attitude. That is the most important part of our 5 fundamentals, isn't it? The attitude part of it. And so according to Stacey, your attitude have to be there, because you have to have the belief that you have the best business and the best product, right? That can actually help people that you're talking to. So when you have that attitude, you are not you're not desperate, you're not hunting for people, you're actually helping people. So I think that's a great one. And then the 3 things that she says, in order to make sure that you have the right attitude, is to feed your mind by reading 1 book per day. And of course, self-development books and things like that is good. It's always good. There are the old goodies books from way back then, which is like Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, Magic of Thinking Big, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and people like that. And then the new ones will be Atomic Habits by James Clear. And another good book is the one that Noreen put me on to, is I Dare You by Fraser Brooks. So these are good people to actually read up and follow. So 1 book a month, some are thicker, some are smaller, but it is all helping feed your brain. And then listening to audio is part of the accountability that you have to do to yourself. And because you can't be in a meeting all the time, around positive people. So the way that to do it is to listen to the audios. So you can download it from the UF Media on your phone, or you can YouTube it. There's so many great videos and audios that you can listen to. So as part of the accountability, if you can do 1 or 2 audios a week, that is good. Listen to it over and over and over again. Like Noreen was mentioning, that Stacey thought that, when she was talking, hey, is JR in the room? And that comes from the part of what you covered just now, that one about whatever you are pouring in will naturally overflow. It's because she listened to JR so often, the words just spill over when she is talking to people. It becomes like second nature to her to bring out all those points. All right. And then another thing that I liked in her visual, in her slide, was when she showed you the picture of a car, that the windshield is always bigger than the rear view mirror. So you should not waste time looking back in the past, because your past does not have to equal your future. So look ahead, learn from the past, but look ahead. So I really love that video too. Okay, so that's my sharing. Anybody else? Ken, you look like you wanted to speak.
Is it? I think that's what I normally look like. I think. I There's two things. No, thank you to Kitty and Lily for sharing those points. They're really powerful points. Really resonated with me. I pick up two tips I'm supposed to add to that. One is just going really simple with the accountability sheet tracker. Just over the last few weeks, for a variety of reasons, I just felt, kind of fell off track a little bit. And I like Stacy's suggestion where, well, actually not a suggestion. What they did, Stacy and David, they actually printed out the UFO accountability tracker sheet, one per week, physical copies, and they just worked it every single day. Right? It's just this really visual reminder. I've started going into like real low tech now with planning, and I've got like a month planner now that's like paper, and I think there's a real beauty and simplicity about just going back to the basics, because
Yeah.
like some of the work we do is just so complex on computers and all that. You just want to switch off sometimes. It gets too hard, too annoying, too tricky. So I actually just did a whole bunch of prints there, so we'll see how that goes. If you work for an executive director, it can work. uh the second thing is what she mentioned about how she prospected. And I'm sure for many of the new franchise owners, I'll still put myself in that category. You always think one day when I make my 5,000 or 10,000 a month, the prospecting suddenly gets easier because I can throw in this line and say, look, I'm making $10,000 a month now. Isn't this what you want? But it was really good to hear. She said the opposite happened. Actually slowed down her prospecting. It slowed down, her team building. And then it actually picked up again when she went back to what she was saying at the start, which is we're all on a way on, I'm on my way to making a residual income. What that means is actually we have all we need. Like, there's another thing she said, the system is perfect, but sometimes you throw in imperfect people, and that's where you kind of mess it up. And every I'm sure everyone at every part of the journey will always think there's this like golden, sunshine and like green pasture on the other side, and this magical tool that will just like transform your prospecting and suddenly magically take your business like double in 2 days or something like that. But there's nothing like that. like, I and that's really good to hear. In fact, it's literally like we all have what we need now. We have a perfect system. We've got the support we need. All we need is to do our part, right? 312, 9-step accountability. Go back to the basics. Don't complicate things. Call your senior business partner. Plug in, listen to audios, all these kind of simple stuff. So for me, I think that was really good to hear.
Yeah, that's right. And printing out the 52 sheets. I remember once in a convention, she says that is the easiest way for you to keep your new UFO on track, because if the sheets are blank, what does that mean? You didn't do the work, So then the person really cannot say, I did the business. They were probably just thinking, like Noreen said, when there's no implementation.
Yes. We're around the circle.
Correct. Exactly right. Noreen, did you want to add anything, or Cleo or Marissa?
I think actually, the more I read, the more I realize that the plan really and everything that was thought in shop.com is perfect. Like all the other, anything else you read, like it'll have bits of things, right? But like our basic 5 is gold. Actually, it's so smart. The accountability, it makes sense. If you do accountability, it just pushes you. So like, when they say there's no shortcut, it's like there's no magic bullet, there's no shortcut, there's a shortcut. We have it, we just need to do it, so
Yeah. And one thing I somehow, I don't know if this is helpful, maybe for people who are just in the business and all that too. um it really dawned on me one time, like every single person who's successful, you look at your Lilies and your Kitties and your Cleos and all, it's like everyone literally started with zero. It's not like you could, join the business, do your 200 BV qualification, and then suddenly, get like 5,000 bonus BV out of nowhere. It's like literally everyone started at zero. It's so fair, right?
Mm.
In life, sometimes it's not fair, right? You might think so anyway. Some people might get an inheritance. You look there, someone gets a golden spoon or something. But in this business, it's super fair. Like everyone starts with 0, 3 BDC, same tools. You go right. So it's yeah. I think just watching Stacy again, it sort of sparked something in me.
Yeah, I always say, Ken, that we're all leveling the playing field. Doesn't matter whether you're so like, a PhD or you haven't even got much education. Leveling the playing field. If you can follow the system, then it's not a matter of if but when it will happen.
Cleo?
Yeah, I like actually the YouTube does give me a lot of ideas. In fact, we implemented some of it in our group. We are doing this book. Some of us don't read a lot, so we break it down into different weeks. 1 week we read a little bit, and I realize it's helping a lot to me anyway. For a lot of people who can read books in stacks and stacks, that's different. But start with little. I think Ken remember one time Ken say, you can't do a lot, take bites by bites. I'm learning from you. Or at the end of that YouTube, she says, what's your story? And I realized I can rewrite my story. I don't have to, like Lily says, look at the past, look at my back mirror and wow, I'm not doing that well. I should be a director, but I'm still crawling here. Rewrite your story. Look forward.
Director is scoring here, Cleo. Our executive director is scoring here. She's just hiding.
Oh yeah, she can afford to do that. Yeah.
I'm listen.
And also we have to declare, what, when we declare, it comes to pass. Like the Bible says, at first you think, then it comes from your mouth and eventually become your destiny. So fellow directors, work hard.
You're the author of your
executive directors.
Can I also just recommend this book? It's GoPro by Eric Worre. It's not a big book, but it's laid out very simply in chapters, finding prospects. He's got 7 chapters, but it's very good. It's easy to read, easy to follow, makes sense. So I think that's a recommendation there.
Where do you get that from, Noreen? Do they sell it in
I actually bought a box of them, and any new business partner I have, I give them a present. I say, this is your first book, please read it and let's do the journey. Anyway, there you go.
What a great idea.
What a great idea.
And I autograph it. So whenever we kind of are famous or kind of like doing too well, we can kind of look back. Anyway.
I bought a bunch of Kitty's books, and next I was trying to do the same.
Thank you, Ken.
Just can't get the shipment, Kitty, because of lockdown.
I'll come and have your roast pork and give them here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Marissa, you want to add anything? We still have 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah. To be honest, I listened to it much earlier last time, and just re-listened to it, and yeah, Stacy, yeah, everything she says is so it makes sense to us that we ourselves need to set the goal, the action, and once we determine to take that action and follow it now with that 90 days fast track that that I'm going in together with my team. I can feel that if every day I don't do that call, I'm missing out on something is not right, and that's the accountability that we have with each other. So and to be honest, when we start making that call and making that make that call and take that order, and just have that confidence to ask for that order, even if, let's say, for example, you have a customer and that you're servicing them, and you know that they are up to a next order, just send them a text and ask them, how are you doing? And would you like to take another order? And guess what? They really order. And you do get the orders. Yeah. And that's the best part of it, is that what Stacy was saying, that we actually give value. We actually give value. And if you think of what we are doing, is we are giving value to everyone, and we are sharing. This is the best business, and for sure, yeah, one of the best. Thank you all. Thank you for your support. I always come in and I feel like after that I get really pumped up.
I haven't invited the Singaporeans and the Malaysians to speak. If you have got anything that you'd like to add, Trina, Felicia, I can't see you on the screen, so you all might be hiding. But please pop in. Hi, Felicia. I think you have something good to share. Mute.
I was running with fever, runny nose, and sore throat.
Oh dear.
So yeah, for the whole of Chinese New Year,
Aiyo.
I locked myself at home. I'm not going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, it's still a bit sore.
Yeah.
Can see Felicia, the red nose, red nose reindeer.
I just sneezed out some of the phlegm.
Oh dear.
Load up on OPC and vitamin C.
I have been pumping, but the thing is that I find our aloe really makes a wonder, because I had a sore throat quite bad. It's a bit difficult for me to swallow food. So actually, for that day itself, 2 sachets, so I took 6 sachets per day, and it kind of relief the soreness of my throat. Yeah. Yes. So I find this is good lah. The aloe is good for the relief. Yeah.
That's right. You better take the combination. That is so true. Yeah, Amy's aloe is great with vitamin C.
Yes, I had been mixing all my isotonics, after this morning you have this, then after that follow with another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's already on time. So is anybody wants to say anything last minute? Hi, Hui. You pop in to say goodbye, or you want to say something?
No, I pop in to say come next month.
Month is Hui sharing. Yes.
Yeah, we're still thinking about
Please,
the topic. Noreen did so well today.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
The topic yet or not yet?
Not yet. We're still thinking about it.
All right. And what's the date, Hui?
16th of March.
Yeah.
So everybody, 16th of March, the Asia Pac coring is on. And we have Hui from Brisbane presenting. It will be great, whatever it is.
No, I'm not presenting. I'm just hosting. I'm looking for people to help me.
Oh, yep.
Where's Justin? Where's he?
Yeah, Justin. Where's Justin?
He's not feeling too well. He's in the
Oh,
bed
no.
now.
Oh no.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Lily, can I quickly just share tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Melbourne, 6 o'clock Asia. Amy Poon, who is part of our Asia Pac group, is going to be doing a very special talk on mental health and managing stress during COVID time. So all of you are invited. I think I've posted the link for that coring. So please come along. I've actually had a peek of what she's going to share. Is amazing. You don't want to miss it, seriously.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Thank you everyone for being here tonight, and to Noreen, so awesome.
Amazing, Noreen. Really
Thank
great.
you, Noreen. Beautiful.
Appreciate all of you so much.
And watch out for Noreen's Facebook Live that she does.
Oh, yay.
Good.
You know, can I just say
No idea how nice.
Felicia's nose makes me remember, our Christmas party.
Oh.
You know, the reindeer. So I hope you feel better, Felicia.
Yes, get well
Yep.
soon. All right. Goodbye,
you.
everybody.
Night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Night.
Take care. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.